Hello, it is I, Imperial Representative IR Smart, and I am here to give you a report on why the Empire's actions during the riot on Ferrix were completely justified. Many rebellious groups have pointed towards this event to try and depict our glorious Empire as brutal and oppressive, but in fact, it shows the opposite. It shows us the dangers of rebellion and dissent against the Empire. Now, to give you some backstory on this soul story, the planet of Ferrix was occupied by us, the Empire, following an incident on the planet involving security, and this horrible incident was perpetrated by one man, Cassian Andor, and possibly another accomplice, and they caused much carnage around the city, leaving many security officers dead and at least one civilian. This prompted Imperial Security Bureau Supervisor Dedra Miro to go on the search for Cassian Andor, and during this whole process, required her to take on the responsibility of overseeing the Ferrix district. Also in the months leading up to this riot, the Imperial Senate passed the Order Resentencing Directive and the Imperial Emergency Act, thus giving more power to the Imperial Security Bureau. Also leading up to this riot, a notable figure on Ferrix, that being Marva Andor, passed away, and she is in fact the mother of the fugitive Cassian Andor. So, to continue the investigation led by Dedra Miro, we decided that we would limit the funeral procession for this public figure to help in the investigation to find the wanted fugitive, Cassian Andor. We allowed for a maximum of 30 persons to be present at this funeral. However, this was disobeyed by the citizens of Ferrix, who came up with pretty much the entire town having arrived to be in this funeral procession, much more than what we allowed for. This prompted us to deploy riot control forces to protect our base of operations at the hotel. During the funeral, a local droid projected a hologram giving a speech from Marva Andor that encouraged the citizens to openly rebel against the Empire, and obviously this was a very dangerous message, so it had to be stopped. Then Officer Vanis Tigo attempted to stop the droid and the speech, however this only angered the crowd, backfiring and ultimately starting this riot. The citizens then openly attacked Imperial forces, and we were forced to use riot shields and stun batons to quell the rebellion. Non-lethal force was used. Then travesty occurred when one of the citizens threw a homemade explosive into the crowd of soldiers, causing a chain explosion that caused the deaths not only of soldiers but of civilians as well. This left us with no other option other than to open fire on the civilians, which did lead to much loss of life, ultimately ended the riot, preventing any further loss of life. While we never want to resort to this kind of violence, violent actions by rebellious groups force our hand in these situations. In conclusion, this riot on Ferrix was a terrible travesty, leading to the deaths of many Imperial citizens and soldiers. However, we at the Empire handled the situation to the best of our ability and did everything we could to end the situation as quickly as possible with as minimal loss of life as possible. So fear not, citizen, you can count on the Empire to protect your home and your family, as well as bringing peace, freedom, justice, and security to the galaxy. Thank you.